Hello and welcome to another great episode of the Gridiron Glory. Here with Tad and Will, where we cover all 32 NFL teams. We're here to bring it to you live. We're going to start off with the Buffalo Bills at the Miami Dolphins, and this was a game that took place last Thursday night. And this was a game where Buffalo really came out. They got things going early. They were just simply Miami really couldn't get a rhythm of any kind. And then obviously, Tua, before the unfortunate injury, did have the three interceptions. Just an all-around bad look for Miami. And obviously the biggest storyline in this game really to take away is the injury to Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, I mean, when you got your franchise quarterback in Tua, who's had several concussion issues in the past, and he added to that in this ball game with an aggressive head first dive on a fourth down play. He wanted to make a play for his team, get the first down, and he did get the first down, but he went head first into the Buffalo defender, and that was that for him health wise. A very unfortunate scene. You don't want to see any player like that down on the field getting an injury, especially considering his injury history. So that sets Miami back, and now they have Skylar Thompson as the backup quarterback. He came in, did what he could do, 8 for 14, 80 yards. So that was interesting to see him in the backup role. And they also, after the game, they brought in Tyler Huntley, former quarterback for Baltimore, to add depth to the quarterback room. So interesting situation as Miami decides what to do next.
Yeah, a very interesting situation you got there with Skylar Thompson. So, now it's just a matter of going forward. You also did sign former Ravens quarterback Tyler Huntley, and I want to get your take on that the Ravens signing Tyler Huntley. If I got that right.
Yeah. That definitely it adds to the depth. And it's probably going to take him a little time to learn the Dolphins offense. So I'd imagine, at least in the short term, they stick with Thompson at least this week. And then after that, maybe Tyler Huntley could get some reps and see if he can compete for the quarterback job. But yeah, he had some solid shows.
Expected to come back in a little over 4 weeks, they said.
Yeah, Tua,
the Dolphins need to do until he comes back.
Yeah, Tua, they put him on IR. He's gonna figure out his next move from there. It could be 4 weeks is the minimum. It could be longer than 4 weeks. I mean, we don't know for sure when he'll be back. I mean, obviously, a serious concussion, and given his past history, it could be a lot longer. He might not come back at all, but we'll see what happens with Tua. And in the short term, as they decide what to do next, it'll be Thompson and Tyler Huntley.
And yeah, it's kind of ironic how this injury came off of. Really, like, what's your take on the injury play itself, where Tua Tagovailoa, made the play that he made, and it led to the unfortunate contact where he went head first into Damar Hamlin, which makes this side injury very ironic of how the course of that all happened. But I want to get your take on that play.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fourth down play. Your team is already trailing by quite a lot of points. You're in the red zone. You want to do what you can to move the ball, and you get the first down, but you lose your leader quarterback, your franchise player, and just an unfortunate scene, as mentioned. So that is what it is. And now Miami, there a lot of question marks how they can move forward.
A lot of question marks there. Looking at things here, James Cook did have a very great performance as well. It's also, while the Tua injury is very unfortunate, James Cook 11 carries, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. a really good night for him. And he also caught a touchdown. So a really great game for Mr. James Cook. And then, yeah, DeMar Hamlin, we just mentioned him, but defensively, he did also have a really good statistical night, 8 tackles and a tackle for a loss. Ed Oliver, probably also worth mentioning. He had a sack and a tackle for loss and also had a quarterback hit. Von Miller, of course, bringing pressure as well.
Yeah, and then you also have Jamarcus Ingram with his 2 interceptions, including a touchdown on one of them. So
yeah,
just a lot of plays being made by the Buffalo defense. It was a relatively quiet game for Josh Allen. He didn't have to do very much. 13 for 19 with 1 touchdown, 139 yards, also 2 rushes for 2 yards. So you didn't have to have your quarterback do very much. You ran the ball well, made the plays you had to. Defense played phenomenally. So just an all-around quality performance for Buffalo. And then you turn it around and you look at Miami. Obviously, the injury's the story, but before the injury, their offense, it didn't look very good. I mean, it was just the turnovers was very concerning with the 3 interceptions that we mentioned, and then the one bright spot was Devon Achane had a big game, 22 carries, 96 yards, also 7 receptions for 69 yards and a touchdown. So if you want to look at one of the positives for Miami, it would be Achane coming back and doing what he can do. But other than that, just rough game.
Yeah, fantasy wise, they're a really good game for Devon Achane. And then, yeah, so just a really brutal night for Miami. For Buffalo, we've talked a lot about Miami's perspective. For Buffalo's perspective, what does this mean for the Bills? Strong start, 2-0. You're leading the AFC East. Exact kind of start you wanted. And, what do they need to do, the Buffalo Bills, to keep this thing going here?
I mean, I'd say it was phenomenal for Buffalo to win a game where Josh Allen didn't have to do very much. I mean, like I said, only the 19 pass attempts and specifically the 2 rushes. I mean, any game that you can win without Josh Allen having to rush, say, 10 times, that's a big win because you prevent your quarterback from getting hit. I mean, we see what happens when the quarterback gets hit too much. I mean, with the unfortunate situation on the other sideline, but they kept Josh Allen healthy, and that's a big storyline throughout the season, in my opinion. Can they keep Josh Allen healthy? Can they win if Josh Allen isn't doing particularly very much? And he didn't need to do very much today. He was fine. His stat line was rather pedestrian, but I mean, he was fine because Buffalo was in control the entire time. So a very quality showing from Buffalo, and this just shows that they have as much potential as anyone in the AFC, I think.
Yeah, certainly going out here and making a case for themselves to be, a powerhouse AFC contending team. And I mean, yeah, before the Tua injury, which was late in the game in that first half, they asserted their dominance as such, as being an AFC East powerhouse, or an AFC, not only an AFC East powerhouse, but an AFC powerhouse.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, if Josh Allen can stay healthy, if this team can stay healthy, no doubt in my mind that they're going to be a tough team to beat all year long.
Yeah, a very solid squad with Buffalo and they'll be a team that they'll be contending throughout the season. With Miami, obviously now just the questions about when can Tua come back? Will he come back? What will he look like if he comes back? So just kind of in a wait and see mode with Miami to see what they do next without their franchise quarterback for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, that is a tough break, but now it's up to Skylar Thompson to possibly see what he can do next week. So
yeah,
just hope for the best there if you're the Dolphins. But yeah, So there you have it. Bills, Dolphins. Bills win this game 31-10. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow the page. But be sure to comment below. Let us know what you think. And thank you for watching the Gridiron Glory, where we cover all 32 teams.